How do? So, back at Wigan Council, this is that one that I come to last week, that I diagnosed that I think it's the pump that's faulty. And I hope I've got my diagnosis right, because I haven't, I've got a bit of egg on my face for the job. So, just tell you what we're doing. Back door's opened, about, much, won't go any further. So then what I did, tested the pressures, and I was getting 80 bar of pressure, which isn't enough. So, no matter what function I press, get 80 bar of pressure. Press the yellow escape button, 80 bar of pressure. Press the pack cycle button, 80 bar of pressure. So, it won't give more than 80 bar out of that pump. Now, I checked the solenoids on the valve block at the front, they all seem to be good, but still 80 bar of pressure. Now the issue I have is the solenoid that opens the back door, if you will, the ejector blade is shaped like that. So when the ejector comes to the front, the solenoid valve that I want is covered by the ejector, so I can't get to it. That's the one that opens the back door, so I can't test that one. But my trainer thought with it is, if I'm only getting 80 bar of pressure, that solenoid valve's probably not faulty, it's probably the pump that's faulty. But it'll just be my luck, it won't be the pump, it'll be something else. So I've got a pump, I'm going to throw the pump on it and see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll cure the issue. If it doesn't cure the issue, I have problems, big problems. So that's what we're up to with Joe at minute, lads and lasses. So yeah, so this is a different pump to the ones that I've changed in previous videos. The ones that I've changed in previous videos are sat on side of the gearbox. This one's sat on top of the gearbox and it's prop driven straight out of the back of the engine, so it's mounted completely different to the others. Yeah, they're not good to get to, they're up on top of the gearbox. Now they have said to me, oh, you can put it on a ramp if you want, but I've said it before, I find him easier up floor. I find it if you're on a pit or a ramp, you sort of, you know what I mean. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad to do. With a bit of luck, we shouldn't make too much of a mess. I've got some spill mats and stuff like that with me, and some rags and some cleaning up equipment just in case I do make a mess, because usually I do make a mess, but hopefully I won't do. So yeah, that's we're up to it, job. Let's delve, let's jump in, let's get it done. And then after, I've got a job at Bolton to do, the one that I did the other day, that wanted the water pipes. They've now come in stock, or they're coming in stock this morning. And then tomorrow I've got a job in Durham to do, ABS fault, and I've got a job at Carlisle to do. I'm on holiday next week, so we've got a lot to do this week before we go on holiday next week, plus whatever else appears that comes in, whatever breakdowns we get, faults and everything on top of that. I was grounded yesterday because today's Tuesday. My van was in for MOT yesterday, its first MOT, and she passed, and it got a service as well. They serviced it and MOT'd it, so happy days. Right, let's get on. So that's the pump we're changing there. As you can see, usually they're down on side of the gearbox, these ones are up on top. Prop shaft driven straight off back at engine with damper. So you take that off, that off, that off to start with. And there's a pinch bolt in the damper, which I don't know if I can get to. I might do them pipes right up there a bit. I don't just want to do this bracket here. Pull slider out of prop and do it that way, or do it the other way. Oh well, time will tell what we decide to do with it. So what we'll do, we'll pop you out up there somewhere so you can see, pop you on time lapse, and get that pump changed, and hopefully that will cure the issue. That's better. No, it doesn't cure the issue. Back to the drawing board with job, aren't we? So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, and the other problem I found being in workshop, I don't know if it's just me, but this nice man turns up in this van and it says on it snap on. So you think, I've got a couple of spanners need swapping that are damaged, so I never get to see snap on, man. So you give them a couple of spanners, he swaps them for you, put a new mechanism with quarter drive ratchet. Yeah, that's alright. Oh, what's that you've got there, mate? Oh, what's that you've got there? And before you know it, you've spent most of your wage. Still. At the minute, I'm not had to explain it to a wife, so job's a good one.
I'm an expert at overthinking things that I shouldn't. You come across as a cool guy, someone who's the opposite. And all my friends are leaving, but I wanna stay here. Can we just stay here? Maybe just one more drink. I can't help but think, where have you been?
One pump off. That took me about half an hour to get that off. Not too bad to do, that pump. Let's see if it's easy to put the bugger back on. Fingers crossed it's sorted this, because if it's not, it's a nightmare, innit? But also I have to do, once I've changed the pump, I need to change the filters as well, because as a matter of course, when you change pump, you always change filters, because you don't know if the failure on the pump was because, and I've got oil in my eyes, you don't know if the failure on the pump was because something's gone through the filters into the pump, damaged it, or if the pump's internally started to break up, or so as a matter of course we always change the filters as well. So right, what we'll do, get this pump from under here, get it off floor at van, and I'll show you. New pump, old pump. So you'll see the difference between these and the ones that go on the side of the gearbox. There's one on the side of the gearbox got a gasket on it and it's got oil around it. Excuse me. Whereas these don't. These have a keyway that sits into that damper and what have you, onto the prop shaft. It just bolts through that bracket. So that's the main difference between them. Still the same sort of pump. You've got your high pressure side, your low pressure side, and your feed in middle, as you can see. So that's your bin lift. That's your bin lift. That's your oil feed in, and that's to your packer. Your body, should we say? So yeah, right. I'm just gonna grab a quick cup of tea, and then we'll throw this bugger back on. I think it's just took me over half an hour to get that off, so it's not bad to do that, is it? Not bad at all. And I've not had a bath in hydraulic oil yet, which I shouldn't say that, because I'll probably end up with one now, but it is what it is, isn't it, boys? Right, cup of tea done. So what we're going to do, before it goes on, I'm going to pop a little bit of grease on the end of the shaft here, purely because when the pump comes to be changed again, it'll just make it easier to get off. If you don't put a bit of grease on these, this sometimes seizes in on that damper. So the next man that changes it, if they ever have to change it again, may thank me for that. There again, it may not, who knows. Right, so that's good to go, let's get it thrown on.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night, the shot of love and the spark of laughter breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride.
Alright guys, so pump on. Not bad to do them, are they? I'd say they're better than the ones outside the gearbox, really. Nice and easy. So what I'll do now, turn the tap on, jump back under, make sure there's no leaks on any of these three pipes here, which I don't think we will have. Make sure no leaks on them. Then change body filters, main tank filter. Then we'll start it up and see if we get any more pressure on back. And if we don't, well, maybe I should start looking for a new job. quite fancy job in Asda. Front door, you know what I mean? One of them greeters, happy to help and all that, you know what I mean? That sounds a good job, doesn't it, to me? Don't sound a bad job at all. So, right, let's crack on. Right guys, so it's time to address the elephant in the room, as they would say. So, changed the pump the other day, it made no difference to the truck. Still only getting 80 bar of pressure out of that truck, yeah? So, I'm now back with that truck. It's Thursday afternoon job. One of these, valve block, yeah? Now I'm convinced, and I might be wrong, that it is one of the pressure relief valves, which I think is not DV3, the one next to that one. So I'll just spin the camera around. DV2, I think it's DV2 the issue. So we'll spin it round and just show it you what we're dealing with. So I think it's this one here. So what I'm going to do before I do anything else, because I can't change the valve blocks of the ejector's sat over here like that. That's where the ejector's sat, right over top of it. So I'm going to change that and see what happens. That's my plan. So let's take it from there and see ya. Right guys, this is my block here. So what I've done is I've changed that pressure relief valve there, which has made no difference whatsoever to it. So there is a manifold up in the roof in the back of the truck to feed the packer. So what I'm going to do, in theory, this is my theory, what we're gonna do is, this is the feed pipe here going to the back of the truck. So we're going to put a blank on that pipe and dead end it. So that's a packer eliminated. That's the return pipe. Yeah, it's definitely a return pipe. You can see that it's coming across the top and it's running into the hydraulic tank. So that's got to the return pipe. That's my feed pipe. These are my lifter pipes. That's my feed pipe there going to the packer. So if I dead end that pipe, then hopefully that'll eliminate the valve block on the roof there, and then we know whether it's this valve block or the valve block back there. So I'll show you the issue we have. We can see it not on camera, but that there, that bit, that's the ejector, and it's right at the front because the vehicle's full. So get into anything whilst that ejector's at the front, you know, if I was wanting to swap this valve block, it'd be an absolute nightmare to do. So that's my plan. Dead end that pipe and see right after that. Right, so that's the manifold I was on about in the back of the hopper. So that there is the feed pipe, so that manifold coming off a valve block at the front. So what I'm wanting to do is dead end this pipe, and then it's not feeding this manifold it here. And then if that is a manifold, that manifold has got a fault. Once it's dead ended that pipe, it should give me full pressure on the valve block at the front. And then if it doesn't, it's going to be the valve block at the front that's the issue. So yeah, all good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, dead ending that pipe will work, which means we can put the elephant in the room back out of the room. So then at least we know it's that manifold that's the issue. Then we can get the truck tipped and back to Charlie. Now the problem is, because the back door's not shut, we can't take it on public highway to get it back to Charlie. So it's warm as well. So once we get it empty, we're right then. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's the fault. And if not, it's going to be that front valve block, I think. So that's the only thing that's not been changed then. Or not been, you know what I mean, don't you? So that's the plan, Stan. Let's roll with that one. So we've got them two parts blanked off now, off that manifold at the back. So that's dead-ended them pipes, yeah? So I'll tell you what we're up to. So Pertec come, so obviously I had no blanks for that. He dropped some blanks off, fitted them, dead-ended them pipes, put my pressure clocks on, tried it again, 80 bar pressure. So it's not the rear manifold that's the issue, it's got to be that valve block on the front, which, as we've seen previously, we can't get to it. So what we're up to now with it is, it's now Friday morning, that was Thursday night. Pertec didn't get here till about 5:10. These men shut at 5:30. So by the time we'd done that, fitted them, put my clocks on, tested it, home time. So it's now Friday morning and we are back with the elephant in the room again, as you would say. So I've shown my camera, loads of them, loads of spill mats, and a valve block. Now the problem is, I'm going to end up here with a lot of oil. And when I say a lot of oil, I mean a lot of oil. I'll turn the tank off, drain the system best I can, but when I start doing these pipes, there's going to be a lot of oil. So that's what we're up to with job, boys, girls, who are watching. Well, better get on, aren't we? No point looking at it. And the problem is you can't get to anything. Oh well, happy days. Let's crack on. Let's get covered in oil. Because it's Friday. And next week, I'm on a week's holiday. So that's the other thing with this job. I want to get this cured today because I do not want to rugby ball this job to somebody else, because it's just not fair on them. It's not fair for somebody else to pick this job up and then they're starting all over again with it, aren't they? So I just wonder if it's better putting cab up and then have more room to get in. I think we'll do that. Right, let's crack on. Right guys, so what I've done, I'm not messing about with this here. You can't even get to the pipes at the back of the valve block. The pipe comes out to the filter housing. You can't even get to it because of the way the ejector comes over top of it. So I ain't messing about with it. It's going back to Charlie, and then what I'm going to do at Charlie, I'm going to pipe it to another wagon, lift back door, centre ejector back off the other wagon, throw the pipes across to it, centre ejector back, then I can get into the back. I've messed about this job long enough, I ain't messing about it any longer, so that's my plan. We had a driver come yesterday to pick it up. He said he couldn't pick it up because it's got waste, it's not safe taking a public highway. So unfortunately, sometimes you've got to overcome, get on with your job and get it done. So I'll just show you what I've done to take it back to Charlie. The back door won't open anyway. I've secured it there like that, so it's pulling the door shut, and then I put a strap under the waist and then another strap under the waist to stop it falling out. It's packed cardboard, it's not going to fall out anyway. Same again on this side, strapped it that way, then that strap's running underneath, then we can see it there, onto the bottom of the waist. Yeah? And now I'm going to drive it back to Charlie and I'll have to fetch me back from my van. I ain't messing about with it any longer. It's bad customer service this. The customers had the wagon off the road now for a week. It's not acceptable as far as I'm concerned, so what I'm going to do, lock my van up, jump in truck, take it to Charlie. It's only 20 minutes, half hour away. I'll have to fetch me back from my van. Simple as that. Right, let's get on, let's get doing. That's one truck, back at the ranch. Back at base. Not an ounce of waste lost, if you look. Still got the same pretty waste hanging out to the back. But there again, because I pulled it that way with straps, cross-strapped it underneath, it weren't coming out anywhere. So yeah, now I just need to get back to, we're going to pick my van up. Alright guys, so this is what we're going to do. Elephant in the room. Super truck. So the idea is, now this is a Titan XLS, this is a Titan X4 body. So this is the valve block here for the body. That's the valve block for that body. So my idea is now to pipe from this valve block into this pipe work to open the back door, and pipe from this valve block So this pipe work to send the ejector back, and then I can get to this valve block. So if I send it back 2 or 3 foot, that's plenty. And then we just have to pick out rubbish up afterwards. So that's the plan. So what I need to do now is work out which pipes I tap into for that, to tap into for this. And I'm thinking the easiest way to do this is going to be from the roof, but I'm going to see if I can get it on the valve block maybe, but I think we're going to have to go in for the roof. Looking at it, it's looking like a roof job to me. So I've got Pertec coming to make me some pipes up to throw it across. So hopefully we should be able to get that job sorted before I finish my holidays next week. Right, what I'm going to do, pull my van down, get some tools, get a piping diagram and work out what's what. And it's as easy as Daddy says. But anyway, come on. You'll see what happens. I'm not sure it's going to work, but it's not going to work, but it's no list of options I've got left at this very moment in time. But the other thing I'll need to do is not just pipe to this vehicle here, from the XLS body to the X4 body. What else I'm going to have to be very careful of is the fact that once I open this back door, eject it out a bit, yeah, it's where the oil's going when I start shutting the back door down again. Is the oil going to go into that vehicle tank or this vehicle's tank? So when it comes back down, do I feed the oil into that one or that one? Ideally back to this one. However, you might send it into that one and then top that one back up with oil afterwards. We'll see what's the easiest way of doing it, won't we? I think that's the best option. So right, let's crack on. Right, so what the plan is that's to shut the door, that's to open the door. So what we're going to do, we're going to pipe these 2 pipes into that truck there, and then once we've piped it into that should let that back door then open, and then we just need to pipe the ejector block at the front then to the block. Got Josh here from Pertec, he's making me some pipes up. So yeah, just got res together and worked out which pipe does what on the valve block at the front for the ejector, so I hope we've got that right. But there again, if we haven't, back to drawing board, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully this should then get this back door to do something. Right up! So you can see what we've done there, we've connected the parts from this truck to that truck. We've got that back door open, so now what we're going to do is connect the part from the ejector at the front to the valve block on this one, and then pull the ejector back and I can get to that valve block. Right guys, what we've done now, disconnected that pipe. So what we're going to do, put a pipe from here to that valve block there, and hopefully that's the semi ejector back then. So as you can see, that went well. So that's that lad from Pertec. He come, pipe me up, open back door, piped it to the front, use that wagon as a slave motor or a slave truck to eject it. And this is what's come out. So hit me in comments, give me a guess how much you think's there. I know you've got a rough guess how much is there. So drop a comment, see what you think's there. And I'll tell you what, the man who gets, or the lady, the person who gets the nearest, I'll send you some merch. Tell me how much is there. I know how much I've got a rough idea exactly how much is there from the weigher on the truck. Yeah. Anyway, that's the valve block over there. I can now get to now ejectors back. As you can see, the mounting bolts are on the back that you couldn't get to ejectors up to because it's all mounted from the back side. Pipes, can't get to them. So yeah, you can get to everything now. So job's a good one. Right guys, so unfortunately, this job here I won't get to complete it. We're being on a week's holiday next week. Somebody else is going to take over this job. So what I will do, I'll let you know in the next video exactly what they did to make it right. Whether it's a valve block or something I've missed or whatever, and we'll let you know about that. So if you haven't already done, hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button, and ding the bell for notifications next time I upload a new video. And don't forget, subscribing's free, don't cost now. So now it's time for me, oh, and my glasses don't sit on them, it's time for me to get myself home, go and pick Darcy's new bike up. Look after yourselves, speak to you all in a bit. See you on the next one.